First up, let's take a flashback to the opening theme. Now here's a video I made some years ago about that and how I came up with it. Hope you enjoy. Welcome to my temporary studio here in West Wales. I just wanted to go over this sci-fi feature film soundtrack as it's just been nominated for a Horizon Award at the International Sound and Film Music Festival in Croatia. I wanted to go over the themes of the film. So it's a film about a couple who wake up one morning, they have these bands on and they can no longer touch. The opening of the film might have these 4 notes that introduce us, and it starts with D, and then mysteriously up to D sharp, and then E, and ends on G. Where do I begin? Setting the scene. So for this track, Magnet, I wanted heavy bass undertones to really set the mood of the film, and yeah, kind of the sound of the magnet, the heavy kind of sound of this force field of 2 people who can't touch. So yeah, I kind of used this bass throughout the film. Magnet was kind of the first counseling scene in the film where Jamie and Sophia, the 2 main characters, are going to this AI robot counselor. Now this was before this was a thing, and I just assumed it would happen because I just saw the way that things were going, maybe. People say like I predicted things, but I just think it was kind of the writings on the wall, right? So anyway, let's have a watch of the scene with the music. So this track, Sophia, is a carry-on of the main theme using those strings and kind of sub-layer bass along with these synth pads that kind of grow. So yeah, let's see it with the scene. So for this track, The Restaurant, we introduced 2 new characters. I wanted this kind of pulsing undertone bass, which you can hear here. I've also highlighted certain moments in the scene with these sounds that also come back later on in the film. So let's have a listen to The Restaurant. This track followed is kind of this hollow sound that pitches up and down, and it worked so well, and I was able to bring it back in other tracks later on in the film, and it sets that mood of, or that idea of being followed by these people who are sent by the government, yeah, keeping an eye on you. So let's have a listen to Followed.
Who says we can't touch?
So this track, Options, is where during these counselling scenes, Jamie and Sophia starting to question the intentions of this AI counsellor, essentially, who is telling them that they should try their options and, you know, kind of guiding them through relationships. But when does guidance become too much guidance? Especially from AI, right? So yeah, let's have a listen to it. I had these string plucks, which I've used in other songs, tracks in the film, and alongside that I found that an arpeggiated synth worked very well, which is kind of high pitched. I found that these worked really well, the pluck sound that gave it that timing, and yeah, let's see how it sounds with the film.
My apologies, Sophia, go on.
So this track, Lodestone, is where Jamie and Sophia are trying to figure out what the wristbands actually do, and they realise that it's kind of like lodestone, like two magnets. So I called the track Lodestone. It's definitely a continuation of the opening theme, but an extended version, and it kind of brings us back to, you know, the heart of the story, who these characters are and what they're going to do or what's going to happen to them. So yeah, let's have a listen to Lodestone. So this track, definitely you can hear my electronic background in this one because I used an arpeggiated synth, and alongside that I didn't use strings, but these kind of electronic sounding strings. I really like this track still because it was an exploration of two ideas that I was combining, and very simple in a way, but they work together quite well. So yeah, let's have a listen to this one. So this track, Jamie's Plan, I used a repeating pulsating bass, these plucked string sounds along with other strings to build tension, and it kind of gets more tense as the track goes along. So let's have a listen and watch with the film. So this track is definitely inspired by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross's soundtracks, particularly for The Social Network. So yeah, I used kind of a lot of distortion on the strings and, you know, big crush, and it gave it this really powerful, driving electric guitar type sound. So yeah, let's have a listen to this track. So floating is a pivotal moment in the film. So for this key moment, I reused the opening theme, which we heard in Lodestone, and just made it bigger. And yeah, by adding kind of these bass hits and yeah, making it stand out as the most impactful moment. So let's have a listen and watch with the film. So I kind of use variations of this throughout the film to just keep it as a main recurring theme, basically. To really bring that theme to the forefront when the main character Jamie, he's unconscious. Sophia's trying to resuscitate him, but she climbs above him and they can't touch. So this track brings back that kind of distorted electronic-y guitar-like sound, and it's really building up. It's kind of where the scenes with the counselor are falling apart, this AI counselor, and yeah, they're slowly realizing that yeah, maybe they have to make their own escape plans. So anyway, let's have a listen to this track. So Water's quite similar to the last track. It still has these kind of clicky sounds and plucks, and just building with a, you know, repeating fast bass note essentially, as well as these other string sounds that come back from the other themes. So let's have a listen to this one. So Omri is like definitely inspired by Hans Zimmer stuff, and yeah, it's kind of just got that Yuhi Zebra electronic arpeggiating synth sound, and I just went crazy with it. It's like a 7-minute long track, but yeah, I like it. It's fun. It builds tension for a thriller type sound, and that really made sense in the film, particularly where Sophia goes off and meets Omri in this car park, and you have these scenes and the cityscapes. So let's have a listen to Omri, some of it. So this track, The City, is kind of a tension release, and it was an opportunity to use shots of the city that we filmed. And it went really well with these kind of sci-fi building shots of Cardiff, where Cardiff a lot was being built at that time, which is now there and wasn't at the time, but you could see it in progress. So we filmed some of that, and it's kind of a bit of a calm sound. So I use these kind of big sweeping synth pad sounds, and I really like how this turned out, especially with the shots of the city. So let's have a listen to The City. So Emily's plan, right? So this is coming back to this kind of tense sound, reusing other sounds I'd had, but changing them to make them suit this, using a completely different arpeggiated synth that's kind of a bit high, more high-pitched. And yeah, let's have a listen to Emily's plan as the plan comes together. So the bridge, I really wanted to go all out with this, and I found this kind of electronic guitar sound. I built around that with heavy basses and big trombone sounds that kind of pitched up like duh. So that was fun, and yeah, there's some moments in this that are not in the film that I just wish I could have had in the film, but there would have been too much music. So anyway, let's have a listen to some of this and see this kind of escape we shot on a bridge in Newport. That was a crazy day. The bridge wasn't locked off. We had to wait for moments of quiet. Everyone's going to work back and forth across that bridge. It was very hot. We didn't have much water or anything. We should have got more. And yeah, that was a fun day, but we managed it somehow. And yeah, I mean, if you see the film, you might appreciate some of that one, or I don't know. But anyway, let's have a listen to the bridge. once they find this warehouse, I wanted to bring these kind of unusual, more sci-fi sounds, and it really gave me the chance to mess around with everything I'd built up until that point, reusing some of it, detuning it, adding reverb. Yeah, let's have a listen to Warehouse. So Decision is its own track, but it's a nice little moment that builds up to the final scene. Now I got these kind of nice guitar sounds in there again, these kind of plucks, and tuned them differently. So let's have a listen to Decision, and you can decide if you like it or not. So this track, A New Love, is the final scene of the film. I really wanted to go all out with the kind of melodies and the kind of piano sound, obviously inspired by, films like Inception, but this went a completely different way. And I ended up adding strings in there, and the DOP, Andy Tuvey, who's a great cinematographer, so I got them off Fiverr, I think, and yeah, I believe they were real. They sound real to me, but he said they don't sound real. And then I layered it with some synths like Albion 1, Spitfire sampling, and yeah, then he thought it sounded real. But to me, these strings sounded real, and they still do. So yeah, I feel like it worked well, and look forward to sharing this with you. I hope you get to watch the film Expiry one day. Please go check out the soundtrack if you're interested to hear more of this. It's all on Apple Music and Spotify now, so just search Expiry soundtrack Tom Gatley and you'll find it. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed this journey with me, and see you at the next film. So the final track on the soundtrack, called X, which I made in 2017, plays in a bar scene in the film. It's one of my electronic dance tracks. I did something a bit different, so yeah, also excited for you to hear that.